All right. Well, all right, everybody, welcome in. We're super excited for this conversation that we're having today. We're just getting ourselves going on all our platforms. So give us one quick second as we are streaming. For those who are coming into the Facebook group, we want to definitely welcome you. Let's get recorded here. In just a bit of time, we are going live in all our places. Y'all can come on in. If you're watching by way of replay, go ahead and let us know that you're watching on replay. Love to make sure that everybody's getting a chance to tune into this conversation. I think it's a very important one. So right now we got our Facebook running. We have those of you watching in our Profit and Purpose community, those of you watching by way of YouTube, welcome in. I want to make sure that my Facebook page is running. So y'all give me one quick second. Tiffany, how are you doing today, woman of God?
I am good. I am super excited for this conversation. Even just the pregame has me like hype. So listen, I'm always one to say, if you have the ability to grab, a pen, a pad, pull out the notes on your phone, you might want to go ahead and do that because I think it's going to be really good today.
Yeah, y'all. So I can definitely say we were just going through some of the notes for this one. This is going to be like a mini masterclass, right? So let's go ahead and definitely acknowledge who are the people that should be watching this. If you are someone that is trying to break into the knowledge industry, the information industry, where that means that you have something that you believe you know how to do well, that you've learned how to do, that you have attained a certain level of expertise doing it, and you would love to help other people be able to do it as well, that's what we consider an expert or the knowledge industry. If you are someone that's trying to take your information and now get paid for what you know, then this conversation is definitely for you, because you can be, quote unquote, an established expert, which means that you have this expertise, but then you can have it where no one knows who you are. So there are right now literally hundreds of thousands of experts in the world, probably millions of people who know how to do something, but no one knows they know how to do it. So first things first is, how do you get recognized? We're going to be talking about that today. And then we're going to be talking about how to get paid for it. And I think there is a huge gap that Tiffany and I have recognized in the market, where there's a lot of people who want to learn how to get paid for what they do, but they have not fully verified and vetted their expertise. So I'm definitely excited for us to dive into this. Definitely pumped for y'all to be able to be a part of this conversation. For those of you that are coming on in different platforms, definitely welcome in. Tiffany is our Director of Profit and Purpose. Those of you may know who I am. My name is Jamal Miller. Get to run an amazing company called Miller Media Group, where we oversee multiple brands that help people to live extraordinary lives, whether it be in relationships, entrepreneurship, spiritual growth. An area of your life, we want to see you live extraordinary. So Tiffany, I am excited for this conversation. I know diving in, the first thing we want to talk about is just when it comes down to just the world of being an expert. This is the thing that has kind of been our interesting piece of what makes someone an expert.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, we were talking about this, and some of you have probably heard this. They say that on average, it takes like 10,000 hours of like concentrated study in one particular area of focus to be an expert. And Jamal, I always have a heart for the multi-passionates.
Yeah.
We have so many of them that come, into our community, and they're genuine. They want to serve, they want to use their gifts, but they want to do 5 things. They want to be known. I want to be known for writing resumes, frying chicken, all of these different things. And so what I like to tell people, here's one thing I want to drop this nugget. One thing I realized just watching online marketing evolve is that I always tell people your customers are much more savvy than they used to be.
Very true.
10, 15, 20 years ago, you were automatically an expert because they just didn't know. There was no way to even know. But now, thanks to YouTube University and Google University, I can know like basic 101 level in almost any field.
Very true.
I don't need you for that. So now I really need you to be an expert. I need you to take me above what I can YouTube, what I can Google. I really need to come to you for some. So now people are really looking for experts, which means I'm instantly, now this is me speaking as a consumer. Yeah. I am instantly turned off when you tell me you do like 3 or 4 things, because my mind automatically knows or wonders, but which of them are you actually like? where have you taken the time to really go deep instead of wide? So that's just giving you a little bit of the why you really need to become an expert. You need to, instead of just going wide, you need to find an area where you can really get deep, deep, deep knowledge, where people will literally, one of my coaches always says, when you think about a generalist versus a specialist, people come from everywhere for the specialist, but not for the generalist, so that's a little bit of my why, where can you focus in for 10,000 hours to really become an expert?
And I think it really does require self-awareness, because I think for a lot of us, we don't know ourselves well enough to make the conscious decision of where we want to go all in. And I'll be honest with you, this is definitely counter, Christian, because Christian, it's all about your passion. It's all about what is the thing that you feel God is, put in your life that you're passionate about, you're excited about, you're pumped about. And I'll be honest, y'all, you got to be very careful, because there are a lot of things that you can be passionate about, but that you're not called to be an expert at. And so I'm passionate about golf, but I can tell you right now, I was not created to be an expert at golf. And so I think you do got to have this conversation with yourself and with the Lord that, hey, God, I want to find something that I'm passionate about, but also what was I created to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes you can be a creative for a thing that you are initially passionate about, and that's something that I know that may throw a lot of you off, but a lot of times, y'all, because passion is so surface level. Because we were all passionate about marriage when we first got married. We were all passionate about that love, until we hit a hard point. And now you begin to wonder, okay, how committed and how all in am I? And it's got to be more than passion that sustains a marriage. It's got to be a commitment, a deep level of I almost want to say conviction that God has called me to this. And that's what keeps you in a thing that you don't want to be in anymore. And I'm going real because I know there's a lot of people right now that are trying to break into the knowledge industry. They're trying to be 7-figure earners. But I'm telling you right now, it won't happen unless you are committed, that you are all in, and you really want to be someone that is well known, that stands out. It is not going to be the person that just breathes into a thing, does it for a few months and backs out. So just to give a little bit of my journey, right? We started off in relationships, right? And I'll be honest, I definitely was led by passion. I was in that because I was like, okay, this is something that's really cool that, God is doing in me and Natasha's life. We met on Facebook. And y'all, when I tell y'all the moment we hit hardship, it was like, oh, snap, how passionate am I about this now? But that was the thing that it really helped me to stay in, was because I did commit to wanting to see the opportunity for us to really make a big impact in that world. I was driven by the mission of helping to reduce the divorce rate in America. And by me focusing in on doing that mission, I ended up becoming an industry expert in relationships, in singleness, that allowed us to build our business. So you guys know, and now I'm transitioning to entrepreneurship, right? And so we're going to journey through even my journey. Want Tiffany to definitely peer in, ask me questions and things like that, to learn from how do you go from being completely just a newbie in your market, which that's most of you probably watching right now, to becoming a standout, well-paid, known expert in your market.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Listen, I don't even know where to go. I'm like, is it offering time? But I don't think it's. Oh man, that's so good. So we started there. Okay, what's next? Like,
I would say, I really think, I think what you just said is step one. I really do believe a person has to choose. You've got to choose what market you want to go all in on, what industry. Like right now, please let me know in the chat room. You guys are watching this. What's your market? What's your industry? Is it health? Is it wealth? Is relationships? What's that double down that you're saying I'm about to focus in on, right? That's health, wealth, and relationships is the 3 big markets for information, right? Then you may need to choose your submarket. Sometimes, most of you may be confused in regards to everybody's telling you, I need a niche down, I need a niche down. I'm going to tell you right now, don't let the confusion of your niches stop you from choosing at least one key big market. So if you don't know, like for us, we started off just relationships. And when we first started, we was helping married people, engaged people, single people, dating couples. We were trying to help everybody. But I can tell you, everybody, yes, was that the best approach? Probably not, but it was better than no approach.
Yeah.
It was better than no approach. So at least choosing a market that you want to go all in on. But just like Tiffany said, you've got to focus. You cannot be known for everything if you're not known for something. Repeat that. You cannot be known for everything if you're not known for something. If I was to name key people right now, there would be an immediate thought of what they're known for. Michael Jordan, basketball. Serena Williams, tennis. Right? If I begin to name The Rock, actor. Right? We immediately ascribe when a person says a person's name, what they're known for.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. If someone says your name, what do you want them to be able to say about you? That to me is like step one in that journey, is really just choosing a market. You know, and I'm trying to move into now, like, what would you say? You got it.
I was just gonna say one thing that to add to that too, that a lot of times when you get into the general market, it will help you identify the sub-market, and it actually makes it easy to pivot. So I want to actually go to an example you just gave. If you look at The Rock, right?
Yep.
Think of him as an actor now. Well, before that, he was a wrestler, but guess what? Both of them fall under the umbrella of entertainment. They're both in the entertainment field. So it was easy to establish himself as a wrestler. He still was on camera and doing all the things. And then making the transition to actor was just another sub niche in the same industry. And so I know for me in my journey, I did not start out wanting to serve Christian entrepreneurs. Like, and I think we've talked about that. I don't know if I've shared it here. You know, being a PK and all of that, I was definitely like, I do enough church. I do enough of all of that Jesus stuff, not in business. So I was just serving entrepreneurs in general. It was the calling and the mandate and them choosing me that made me sub niche specifically to Christian entrepreneurs. But that clarity comes a lot of times as you're serving. So I just want to give that to somebody, because you're so right. Just jump into the field. You'll figure out as you work with people one-on-one, especially, oh, these are the people that keep coming to me. I think there's something to this. And then a lot of times I think your niche kind of chooses you, to be honest.
That's good. I've heard that. I've definitely heard that, and I've seen that. And it's probably where most people struggle, is just choosing a niche and really going all in. I know this is one of my biggest struggles, because I'm a multi-passionate person, you know, and so it is one of those things. But I can tell I would not be where I am today if I had not focused all in for about 3-4 years on serving singles, which kind of does lead into that next step in the journey of becoming an established expert, is really now, who are your trophies, right? What are the outcomes? What are the results? What's the fruit, right? I want to see some fruit in your execution in regards to who are you helping to change their lives? Who are the people that you can say, hey, my ideas, my information, even we're going to talk about this, like, who are the people that you can say, like, or even for yourself, can you verifiably say you've gotten yourself these results? Right. So that may be the next step. Once you choose a market, are you now able to say, I'm a case study for my own industry, right? And so for me, it was, hey, we chose relationships, but why did we choose it? Because me and Natasha learned how to get married on Facebook. So now we learn how to get married on Facebook. We are our own case study. So then we shifted into this market of relationships, helping people do what? Get married through Facebook. Right. Getting married digitally. So my next thing will be really establishing proof of your expertise. Proof of your expertise. That's either going to come through you being able to look at yourself and saying, yo, look at me, I am my own proof. Or it's going to be, yo, look at them, the proof that they got. So for example, right, I'm reading a book right now by the trainer who trained Michael Jordan, which, we just talked about it for a second. He's a trainer for Michael Jordan. I can't remember the book that I'm reading. It's something around the concept of winning. He was the first trainer for Michael Jordan. He went on to be one of the top, most clearly respected trainers in the history of the NBA. Why? Who was his proof?
Hello, right.
This guy never played basketball himself. So it wasn't like, look at me. No, look at Michael Jordan. He's a guy that I trained. He's a guy that I worked with for X amount of years. And now he went on to, I think he ended up becoming a trainer for Kobe. There's some other big players he ended up becoming a trainer for. But once again, and now he's an established, well-known, very well-paid expert in that industry because of the proof of a person that he started with Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, can I just lean in really quickly right there? You said something that was so key. And I think it's a perfect example of even the two of us, where you have built this $1 million business. And so you're your own case study. Well, I haven't, right, yet, but I have those receipts in clients. And I wanted somebody who's listening to really pick that up, where you might be looking and saying, well, am I the case study? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're like the trainer. That's been my gifting. I have, my clients have results 200 times. And it's weird how sometimes it works that way, where you are the trainer, but those are still your receipts. You still get to flex those. So I love that you gave that example. I feel like somebody in the audience needs to hear that, where you're like, man, well, I didn't do the thing, but I've helped all these people do the thing, or I've done it, but not to the level that I've helped other people do it. Listen, a lot of times, if we're going to stay with the sports analogy, right? The best some of the best coaches really were very marginal themselves. They did okay, but they helped other people produce amazing results. So when you said that, that resonated with me, and I wanted somebody else to hear that. If that's your flex, that's your flex, and show those receipts that these are the people I've been able to help get these results.
100%. I think that proof is a huge part of becoming a well-known expert in your industry, and showcasing your proof, y'all. Showcasing it, screaming it from the mountaintops. Here are the people that I've been able to help, and that should be your big focus. Which leads us kind of to number 3, is, you know, having a framework that you are using as the baseline of getting people results. So once you are able to prove that, hey, because you can have it, I've helped people before I had a framework, I was already getting people results with just my scattered knowledge in a particular thing. But once I got people results, let me give you all my backstory. So I was talking to my co-workers at my job. We worked at a red light violation company, and I would just be sharing my knowledge about relationships, giving advice, giving thoughts. Oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. But then somebody comes back, yo, Jamal, oh my God, I took what you said and I'm now engaged. I'm like, what? That's crazy. So after 2 or 3 people taking my advice and they actually putting it into practice and then actually it working for them, I had to now ask myself, now what am I saying to them that's getting them these results?
Right.
Because now there's a system being created. And if I can put this system into a package, I can help a lot more people. And my friend, that's where the One University came out of that moment. Once we identified the framework or the system by which a person could get the results by following these steps, that's where our expertise went to another level, because it went from serving one-on-one to doing one-to-many, because it wasn't just, I got to talk to Jamal. I need to hang out with him and Natasha. Now it became, oh, I just need to get into their program, follow the system, and now I can get those same results.
Man, you just said a mouthful. I hope that people are catching it. I think the same thing happened for me. And I remember one of my more elite clients actually asking me about a framework. And I was kind of like, oh, am I supposed to have a framework? Because up until that point, I was kind of just taking everybody on a journey, and it was similar steps, but it was still kind of like, oh, I'll customize it for you. And then I realized that there is actually a framework. There actually is a step-by-step process I'm taking everybody through, and I didn't even realize it. And it wasn't until I really crystallized that it became easy to just duplicate it over and over again. Because I know, oh, we're doing step 1, we're doing step 2. And even now in the sales moments, and we're not talking about this, but it was a stronger flex, because people look to hear that. Like, how are you taking me from point A to B, for me to be able to say, well, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to do that. And they were like, oh, I like that, So I love that you said that.
No, absolutely. It's in, once you get into one of our programs, especially, whether it's launch school or scale your school, like that's one of the big emphasis points, is really taking your framework and now putting it into a digestible program for people to get, summarizing it, really getting it to a place where you now can use it. And so I definitely would tell you guys, like, that's one of the big things that really elevated us above. And even with that framework, I would say connecting it to some type of literary work, whether it's a digital course or whether it's a book, that's a great place to start. Writing a book is another great way to do this, but putting your framework into some type of way that people can consume it. And then I think another one, Tiffany, that we talked about, if you really want to stand out and really accelerate your path in your industry as an expert, is getting around some of the bigger experts in your industry.
Yes.
Y'all, this one right here, especially for those of you that are shy, and that are introverts, if you are talking about a way to get yourself noticed, if you can lock arms with some of the people in your industry who are well known already, find a way to get on their podcast, get on an online conference, or you invite them. This is happening every single day in every market where there's conferences and events happening. And all it is just an association of who you are being associated with. And the moment you get associated with someone that is already established in your industry, that accelerates your journey, because now people will begin to recognize you as industry expert because you're associated with someone that's already an established expert. So my question to you would be, who are the key people in your industry that you're rubbing shoulders with, that you can either invite them on your platform or you can get on their platform? And I'm going to tell you, it may cost you some money to make this happen. Yes. It may cost you thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get the right people on your platform or on their platform so you can be able to be associated with them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I'm just thinking of, like, the word joint venture just came to mind, because there's so many opportunities even for you to get paid. I know for me, one of the ways I've been able to partner, one of the things I want you guys to realize is that even people who are in your industry, even people who may almost do what you do, may not do exactly what you do. And so, Jamal, I've been able to really partner with other people who even have like programs for entrepreneurship, who have paid me to be like a guest facilitator or teacher in their program. There are several schools right now where I have a module in there because they're like, oh, wait, I can't teach on this. This for entrepreneurs, but this specific topic, they were like, I can't teach on this. Can you come in and be a guest facilitator? But the only way they knew that I could do that is because of that partnership and that relationship. So don't be afraid of people in your industry or who almost look like they do what you do, because I promise you, there's always a way to partner and to collaborate.
So good. There's always, y'all, like, I would definitely say from this conversation, make a list. This is something I'm even getting better at, because you'll never stop needing to associate yourself with others in a healthy way. And be careful that you don't do it surface level. Like, really do go deep. Like, I much rather have 5 people I'm deep with than 100 people I'm surface level with. Go deep, because then the relationship is so much deeper. I just had a great time. Someone that I'm going deep with, good friend of mine, Jim Baker. Just came back from doing a 3-hour workshop for him and his people. He just got done doing a affiliate launch for our people. And right now, like, our relationship for one another is easily somewhere in the mid 6-figure value for one another, where I know he's worth multiple 6 figures to me and I'm worth multiple 6 figures to him. So let's go deep. Like, he's already, hey, who are people that you know that I should know? Who are people that I know that you should know? We're going deep. And he's just one example. There's so many people that I'm in connection with that we have deep relationships of how can I add value to you and how can you add value to me so we both win. A lot of times in business, we just want to do everything very much off of friendship level, which friendship is all about a transaction of time and transaction of just information.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? Are you doing fine? Yeah, girl, I'm good. So we're just on the phone for 2-3 hours, exchanging information, versus when you get into business, y'all, there's nothing wrong with there being an exchange of money, value for one another. How much money am I making you? How much money are you making me? And it's even better when you can do it with people that you really do value what they do. So I'm just giving y'all the world of thinking through, who are those people in your market, in your industry, that you would love to build a relationship with, not just use them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Don't just use people to get where you want to go. Truly peer in and say, man, I want to help this person be able to make it. And I pray that they'll want to do the same for me, and so forth. So yeah, that's my piece there. And then I know, I know this next one is definitely when we get into the conversation, Tiffany, regarding getting paid, right? We've seen a lot of our students, and at this point, helped hundreds of students break into the knowledge industry, possibly moving into thousands. And we're seeing definitely there's a step before you go one to many that is definitely important. And it's one that I believe Jesus practiced. Before Jesus went to the multitudes, he had a small group that he worked with called his 12 disciples. I do believe that it's important that you start small before you go big. And one of the ways that we believe that this is happening, and I didn't start here. So that's why for me, I'm having to backtrack, because I'm like, I wish I would have started here. And not just, I was helping one-on-one people, but I wasn't charging for it.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't charging them. And there's a difference between helping people for free and helping.
I sure did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yo, I and it's funny because definitely not with this level of intentionality, but I definitely did. I did one-on-one before going one to many. And I can say I saw the difference. It really was your playground. It really was my ability to like get the kinks out, work out some things, figure out what works, what's the common thread, and then be able to say, oh, this is okay, here's my actual step-by-step. And it made it a lot easier to accelerate results when I did go one to many, because I was really clear that, oh, this is the step-by-step process that works. And I knew the fail points. I knew that, oh, this is where people typically mess up. This is where they get caught. Let me put a little extra support here, because when they get here, they're going to struggle. They're going to circle for a bit. So it really did help me be more confident in the process when I went one to many.
Absolutely, y'all. Like, and the key thing that Tiffany just said, confidence. I really want y'all to sit there. If you are someone that's just breaking into the knowledge industry and you're trying to go one to many, trying to get hundreds of people into your program, there's no way you can do that if you're not selling what you're serving confidently. You will be picked unless you're just a fraud. All right. And you are just out here.
We pray that's not the case.
And we do pray, but there's a lot of them out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a whole lot of personality and they know exactly what they're doing, that they have no proof behind what they're selling. If you know you are someone that is still just breaking in and you're like, yo, I'm not ready to go one to many yet, I'm encouraging you, start one to one.
Yes.
One-on-one clients. And here's the crazy thing, y'all. You can charge a lot more money one-on-one than you could one to many.
Yeah.
So you can charge $5,000 even if you're just getting started. Let me tell you why. I wish we was at church, because I'd be like, everybody scream, why?
Right.
Because when you go one to many, you are minimizing or decreasing the likelihood that everybody you work with will get the promised result. The more people you work with, the more you're decreasing the likelihood that everybody gets the result. But when you go one-on-one, it drastically increases the likelihood of you getting that person their outcome, because you have the ability to customize the information as you're working with them. You can't do that one to many without looking crazy, because I've been there, done that. All right. You got to be careful changing up your game plan when you're one to many. But you can change up. It'd be like somebody said, let's say you're on a one-on-one call with your client and they tell you something that pivots. And you're like, okay, that's fine. So what do you think about? And then now you can pivot very quickly one-on-one, which increase the likelihood of you getting that person the results, which makes them feel a lot more confident and secure paying you high dollar. I don't believe in these $50 an hour type prices.
No.
Seriously, y'all, you can be charging $1,000 an hour for one-on-one because you can get people results depending on your market. Right. So this is why, we are definitely having this conversation today, because a lot of you are not maximizing your expertise today because you don't know how to go one to many, which you don't know how to jump into webinars, doing big launches, which I can teach you all that. But you can do all that so much more confidently if you come to me saying, yo, Jamal, I've been working with one-on-one clients for the last year, and here's what I've learned about my market, about my customers, about myself, y'all. And I promise you, you come to me like that, I'm taking you to 7 figures quick in a hurry.
Yeah.
I'm preaching right now.
You are, listen, I told you, I felt the offering rising up. I was like, I'm just waiting for the moment. But now I think we at the altar call. I think we done skip past the offering. This is good. I mean, because I've seen it firsthand. Like, this is good. And I hope that you guys are getting this. I hope that you are really soaking this in, because I'm telling you, this is a masterclass.
It really is, man. Like, you guys really process it. And so just to kind of bring this one home, because we've had a good time so far, this is why we are hosting a workshop. I'm doing a 3-hour workshop called Booked: How to Generate Your First 10K from One-on-One Coaching. Because I want to put my money where my mouth, where my money is. I don't know what the thing is. I want to definitely back up helping more people get started in the knowledge industry without needing to go jumping to one-to-many. Helping you to, number one, identify your market, your niche that you want to do one-on-one coaching in based upon your expertise. Number two, how to create a package, a one-on-one coaching package that makes people feel confident and secure that you're going to get them results. And number three, helping you to craft that package to where you can charge $3,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 for a one-on-one client and get to your 6-figure payout very quickly. Now, granted, hear me when I say this, the goal is not to stay one-on-one.
Yes.
Because you can't scale one-on-one. We're just starting here so you can get confident. Yeah. Get some money coming in. And you can now get started in the journey of generating cash in this market. The goal is to go one-to-many, because that's where it's scalable. And you now go from making $1,000 an hour to making $100,000 an hour to $1 million an hour, with you working more people into your programs. Absolutely. Listen, I know that this 3 hours is going to be life-changing for those of you who have been like, I'm seeing all these people do it. I know it's possible. Maybe some of you have even actually tried it. You tried to do some coaching. It just hasn't quite gone the way that you feel like it should go. You haven't seen the results that you want to see. And you, instead of winging it, you want to kind of tap into a step-by-step process, a proven process. If that's you, then I know that this class is going to be for you. It's really going to be amazing. Absolutely, y'all. So that is why we're here this morning having this conversation. We'll be having a lot more conversations for sure. If you are interested in this workshop, I would love for you, whatever platform you're watching right now, just to drop a comment, raise hand, me, if you're interested in this, and we're going to follow up with you. If you're not on our email list already, I will definitely encourage you to jump on. You can go to profitandpurpose.com, jump on that waiting list for Launch School. Just get there so you can get on the list. We're going to be emailing out and this will be limited enrollment, but I'm telling you, I'm making this workshop super affordable so that everyone can get started in this market. So if you're interested in how can you learn how to start a one-on-one coaching business based upon your expertise, how to land one-on-one coaching clients, how to get started, how to package your offer, make it where you can get paid thousands of dollars and do it confidently, my friend, I want you to jump in with us for Booked. It's going to be an amazing time and we're going to have a fun time together. So that's our point there. Tiffany, did I hit everything? You hit it spot on, man of God. Listen, if you're on our email list, make sure that you are absolutely staying close to that email. If you're not on the email list, get on the email list. Like the man of God said, go to Profit and Purpose, get on that waiting list. You will get the emails and the additional details that you need. There aren't going to be a whole lot of spaces. So you're going to want to move quickly with intention. Get your wallet ready so that when you see that email, you can take action. Hey guys, we're so excited for this. We're pumped for you guys hanging out with us today. Thank y'all for kicking it with us, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. We appreciate you guys so much. We're praying for y'all to change the world, how God's called you to change it, man. Go all in, go deep, and do this thing, man, and get paid doing it. So love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.